10 have come in the first inning. That's why in his last outing, they brought him in out of the bullpen in Colorado. And he went 7 2/3 scoreless innings. He was outstanding. Only allowed 3 hits and 3 walks.
StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud is going to show you what he did last outing against Colorado, going in that 7 2/3. Did a very good job. That slider is probably his best wipeout pitch, and it's very good against lefties. But you can see that slider depth is a little bit more of a downer than east to west. So something to keep an eye on today is that slider to these hitters.
That will be a key tonight for the Astros not to chase that slider off the plate as he lives with that pitch. Ready to go. Lone Star Series Part 2 begins with a hit batter. Jeremy Pena hit with the very first pitch of this 4-game series. And Jeremy not real happy with things. He will head down to first.
Yeah, he got absolutely squared up right here. Matches from Supermo is going to show you that 2-seamer. Running up and in and getting that right forearm of Jeremy.
Well, Blummer, Kumar Rocker is a guy that the Astros feel like they might be able to steal some bases on. Jeremy, coming back from that hamstring injury, has not yet stolen a base, but this might be a good spot.
Yeah, why not? He put you on base. Might as well take advantage of it. You know, you've got some pitches to work with Isaac Paredes in the batter's box too.
Well, Blummer mentioned that you don't want to chase the slider too often, and here are the guys that are best in this lineup at not chasing the slider. Christian Vasquez, going back to last season, less than 20%. Paredes and DeZenzo, second and third best in terms of chasing the slider off the plate, and that is big because 85% of what Kumar Rocker throws for a breaking ball is out of the zone. That's the highest percentage in all of baseball. Paredes uses his timeout here. The count's 1-1 on Isaac. Isaac starts the day playing his 49th game, batting .251 with 5 home runs and 20 runs batted in. Could have 6 or 7 home runs if the wind wasn't blowing in at Wrigley Field over the weekend.
Yeah, he definitely got reminded that he's much happier at Dyken Park than Wrigley Field. A couple of those balls that he hit. That last pitch was a strike, by the way. Not called a strike.
That's hit down the line but foul. Our home plate umpire is Paul Clemens today, part of Adrian Johnson's group. Counts 2-2 on Isaac Paredes. Astros facing Kumar Rocker for the first time. Kumar checking Pena over first. That one's foul on the right side. We mentioned the Rangers losing 3 in a row in Anaheim. They're now 24-28. They have never been 5 games under at any point this season. But a loss today would put them 5 games under for manager Skip Schumacher. They've also lost 6 of their last 9. The Astros have won 3 in a row, and they're 4-2 on this road trip. Pena has a bigger lead now. And he's going to go. The pitch is high for a ball. The throw is not in time. Jeremy Pena with his first steal since coming back from the IL and his second on the season.
Just a matter of time. Good jump, good pitch to run on 2 for Jeremy. It's in there easily.
Kumar has been working exclusively with Danny Jansen behind the plate. Jansen, a good catch and throw guy. Kumar not great at holding runners. Now full count to Paredes, who will spoil another 3-2 pitch. I will see so many pitches, and that's just a benefit to the guy behind him. Yordan Alvarez loves seeing pitches, especially against a guy he has never faced before, like Kumar Rocker.
It's good to see him in that on-deck circle.
It was disappointing to see him missing from the lineup, but the Astros still able to put up 8 runs in his absence.
Surprised Joe let him back in the lineup.
How about this one? Cued off the end of the bat. That's going to be like a bunt. Making the tag is Jock Peterson, but that moves Jeremy Pena to third with one away.
Well, effective moving that runner into third base. That was that slider, but it was down out of the zone, so that'll count as a little bit of a chase off the end of the bat. I know Isak was hoping that would go foul, but it ended up in fair territory. But a positive team at bat, getting Jeremy to third base less than 2.
So for one of the few games, Jordan starting the game not as the team leader in RBIs. He was surpassed over the weekend by Christian Walker. But he's got an opportunity here with the infield back and a runner on third and 1 out. Jordan sitting at 31 runs batted in. Walker with 6 RBIs over the last 2 games, now with a team leading 37. Pitch by Rocker, catches the outside corner. It's 1-1. Jordan yesterday missing his first game of the season. He has started 54 now, the Astros 55 games. Tried to clip that corner again with the slider. This one misses. It's 2-1. Teams have a .994 OPS against Rocker in the first inning this year. Jordan got a little quick on that slider down, and the count's 2-2. In the air, center field, fairly deep. Evan Carter waits for it. Jeremy Pena tags. The throw will be late. Pena will cross the plate without a slide. Jordan Alvarez with a sac fly. The Astros on the board first tonight, 1-0.
Nice team RBI by the Astros. Jeremy leading off, stealing a base, moving to third on that ground ball to first by Isak, and then Jordan casually picks up his 32nd RBI.
Hey, you love that, don't you? Run without a hit.
Take whatever the other team will give you. So those RBIs are just gravy. It's just a little extra on your steak after dinner, you know, right there. Those are great.
I love that Jordan knew the importance, because the infield was back, of just putting the ball in play.
Yes.
Knew he couldn't strike out there. So Pena scores his 8th run of the year. And here's Christian Walker. Walker has a pitch inside, and that almost clips him.
Well, Kumar is going to go after righties. There you see that first inning, the inflated ERA and that massive OPS at .994. Rest of the game settles in nicely, but that first inning has gotten him. I think what's interesting is right-handed hitters see 47% of those two-seam fastballs. So it's just going to be sinker in, slider away, or slider down, depending on the break.
Pitch missing, down and away, and this is Christian Walker doing a nice job, not leaving the zone to get to a good hitter's count, 3-1. Walker put some great swings on the Cubs pitching over the weekend. And that's going to be ball 4. Walker draws the walk. He'll be a 2-out base runner for the Astros. Now in that 5 spot again tonight is Jake Myers. Myers got the Astros going yesterday with a solo home run, his first time up. It's his 2nd home run of the season. Jake fouls the fastball off. It's 0-1. Astros winning 2 out of 3 against the Rangers. The last time they were home, the Astros saw the Rangers at the end of their 2-team homestand a little more than a week ago, and now seeing the Rangers at the end of a 3-city road trip before heading back home late Thursday night. Jake misses that slider. It's 0-2. So once Rocker gets to 0-2, his percentage of sliders is an amazing 85.4%. It's basically automatic.
You're right. That was a very good pitch for him.
28 of 34 0-2 pitches are sliders, and there he gets Jake Meyers looking at one to end the inning. Astros do get on the board first, 1-0 thanks to Yordan Alvarez sac fly.
Andrew McCutchen, Danny Jansen, and Michael Hellman. Alejandro Osuna in that second spot, hitting .306. The Astros have done a good job against him in his career at .208. But interesting, hitting in that 2 spot, you like to have guys that can pull the ball a little bit. He's only pulled 13 of 50 balls he's put in play.
How about that? Hitting 2 for the first time this season. Hit 1 time in the cleanup spot, but never in the top 3 this year. As you look at Tatsuya Imai, making his 6th start for the Astros. Imai making his 3rd start since coming off the IL. His last outing was rain shortened in Minnesota, where he went 4 2/3 innings. Joe Espada saying before the game he could have probably gone 6 had it not been for the rain at Target Field in Minneapolis. Today pitching against the Rangers for the first time. Before that start against the Twins, all of Imai's starts had been within the division. Angels, A's, 2 against the Mariners. Then he faced the Twins, and now back in the division with the Rangers. He's 2-0 quickly on Jock Peterson. And that is off the plate. Imai has missed on his first 3 deliveries tonight. Peterson has drawn 22 walks this year to 33 strikeouts. There's a strike. Imai coming off his first start without a walk, has walked at least 3 in his other 4 starts. And he walks Peterson. Got a advantageous call on the 3-0 pitch, so he really hasn't found the zone yet so far in his first 5 pitches tonight. Astros starting defense tonight is presented by Xfinity. Christian Vasquez is back behind the plate again with Tatsuya Imai on the mound. Paredes and Pena left side. Nick Allen coming off a great game yesterday in Chicago, back in there. He's on the right side with Christian Walker, Zach DeCenzo, Jake Meyers, and Cam Smith patrolling the outfield here in Arlington. Imai continues to miss arm side as Alejandro Osuna takes one off the plate wide. It's 1-0.
It seems like Imai has a shorter stride than maybe most pitchers, and sometimes it just doesn't look like he finishes by reaching out towards the catcher to get that ball in the zone.
So far he has missed with 5 of the first 6 pitches, and this 1 strike was a generous one. Now 6 of the first 7. He's 2-0 on Osuna.
Yeah, that 3-0 pitch to Jock Peterson was similar to the previous pitch you just saw to Osuna. Maybe a smidge to 4 inches above the zone.
So he hasn't truly had an ABS strike yet.
No.
There's one. 2-1 the count to Osuna. Well, Blummer mentioned Osuna moving that 2 spot in the lineup. He has been red hot 5 times in his last 5 plate appearances. He's been on with a hit at 7 of his last 9 times as he bats here. Takes a pitch down, and it's 3-1. Imai early trouble with the zone. That's going to be ball 4. Imai faced 18 batters against the Twins in his last outing. Did not walk anybody, but he has walked back-to-back hitters here, and that is quickly going to get a visit from both Christian Vasquez and Shio, the translator, who is joining Josh Miller on a jog out to the mound. Now a word from Reliant.
Reliant, official energy provider of the Houston Astros.
Joe Espada looking on as his team riding a 3-game weekend winning streak. Watch his team score a run in the top of the first inning, but now he's seeing his starter Tatsuya Imai walk the first 2 batters tonight. Now facing Brandon Nimmo.
Yeah, we've seen more visits this year after walks than probably anything else for Josh Miller. That's something he was really dealing with in March and April with this ball club. But at some point, Imai's got to be able to understand his mechanics enough to go out there and get inside the zone.
We thought that there was a turning of the corner in his last start.
Oh, I'm with you.
But so far, it has not showed up today. 1-0 on Nimmo. And now he has missed on 10 of the first 12 pitches in the first of a 4-game series against the Rangers. Nowhere to hide when you're trying to fight your command.
Well, one thing we saw in that series against the Chicago Cubs is that the Astros had some walks, some hit batters, but their defense picked them up. When some of these baseballs were being put in play, we saw great defense from Jeremy Pena up the middle, some big double plays in key situations to erase some of those runners. And that's why we kind of encourage pitching to contact a little bit and use that defense behind you.
Pretty good idea, if you can execute. So far, it's been tough for Imai to execute. There's a pretty good slider that catches the outside corner, and now it's 2-2 on Nimmo.
I understand that these are going to be new ballparks for Imai as you see that last pitch on our UT MD Anderson strike zone, that little slider cutting back and getting the outside corner. But you just hope that he's able to get a feel for the mound and the delivery to get some of those strikes and get that ground ball.
Nick Allen to Jeremy Pena, and Pena delivers a strike to Christian Walker. So delivering 10 of the first 12 pitches off the plate. Imai follows it up by getting to a 2-2 count against Nimmo and a huge double play.
Ball was hit well, but Nick Allen right there gives a great feed to Jeremy Pena, who gets to show off that arm and get that big double play to erase one of those walks. And now you're just one hitter away from getting out of this.
You were mentioning just let your defense do some work.
Yeah, you've got some boys behind you that love picking it up and throwing it around and getting outs for you.
Now Ezekiel Duran batting cleanup today. Duran turning 27 years old on Friday, hitting in the 4 spot for Skip Schumacher. Rangers really missing some of their star players, with Corey Seager continuing to spend time on the injured list. Wyatt Langford has been out. So they have some different guys in different spots in the order than they would have liked on opening day per se.
And the 2 guys that they've had doing some damage are on the bench on their current roster in Berger and Young.
Said it was a scheduled day off for Jake Berger, and Jace Young had a dive at third base to kind of have him a little dinged up. Now it's 3-0 on Duran, so the control issues continue to plague Imai here in the first inning. There's a strike. Tatsuya has thrown 19 first inning pitches and only 6 strikes so far. Another one. Now the count's full. Got himself into some trouble, and now he can escape here after a 3-0 count, working to a full count against Duran. Ezekiel will use his timeout here.
I don't know if you got that, but you kind of see Imai kind of twisting the body a little bit, maybe trying to correct some of the mechanics of him. He knows what he's got to do. It's just a matter of executing.
It's down, ball 4. That'll be the 3rd walk of the inning. Now the Rangers will have runners on the corners with 2 outs. Evan Carter will be the batter. Carter is a guy who is probably the most patient hitter in this lineup. So if you're Carter, I mean, if you're Imai, you know that about Carter. You know that he's probably taking early in this count after watching 3 walks of the first 4 batters.
And if I know that as a pitcher, why not get aggressive in the zone early? See if you can't ambush him and take control of the AB. There you go.
Carter leads the Rangers with 25 walks drawn this year. Ooh, got in on him, almost hit him. And the count's 1-1. Carter has as many hits, 25 on the year, as he has walks drawn, 25 as well. See you trying to work around command issues here in the bottom half of the first inning. And he should be able to get through it with this pop-up into center field. Jake Myers waits for it, and he puts it away. 3 walks. A double play helped. Astros still lead 1-0.
Driven by Toyota. Yesterday's series finale win was won by many different Astros. Joe Espada said after, good to see contributions from several different guys, young guys, but we did see Nick Allen in on the action. Home run by Jake Myers, and then Bryce Matthews, Cam Smith with some good ABs during all that. And something hitting coach Anthony Ioposi said was that the message to the hitters here recently has been, don't try to do too much. On this roster right now, though, there are guys trying to show that they belong, and what they need to remember is how you belong is just by helping the team win. TK.
I like that message. Julia, how happy are you to be back in Texas?
I love the temps this morning as I walked outside. Didn't need a jacket.
Oh, so we all do very similar things at this hotel, but I got outside the door and I felt the warmth and the sun, and I stopped. I literally stopped. And for about 10 seconds, I just stood there embracing the heat. It was great. Felt so good.
Michael Hellman makes a play on Cam Smith. And there's one away here in the second.
You're so dramatic.
Oh, you better believe it. It's the first game we've had over 55 degrees all year.
But somebody was barbecuing ribs. Like, it just felt like Memorial Day should feel, you know?
That's a really good call.
We have definitely had the short end of the weather on the road so far this year with cold temps throughout. But guessing now that we're heading into June on our next road trip and we're in Texas now, that could be the end of it. It should be the end of it. Here's Zach DeZenzo.
The zippers on my suitcase will appreciate it.
Mine too. Zach down in the count 0-2. Good crowd on this Memorial Day.
Yeah.
Globe Life Field has not quite a sellout, but it's not far off of a sellout. Zach down on 3 pitches, so this is kind of the pattern for Kumar Rocker. He gets better after the first inning. Time to take a look at today's Chevy Stroh poll. Speaking of being back in the state of Texas, that's going to be the theme of today's Stroh poll. Outside of H-Town, of course, everybody would vote for Houston. Which part of Texas is your favorite for a weekend visit? A, Austin, B, Gulf Coast, C, Hill Country, D, San Antonio. Go to @SpaceCityHN. Use the hashtag Stroh poll. We'll have results later on in the telecast. Nick Allen bumped his batting average up from 235 to 297, a full 62 points with his 3 for 3 with a hit by pitch yesterday. Nick also stole a base and hit his first home run in 2 years as he's down in the count here 0-2 as Kumar Rocker, after hitting a batter and walking a batter in the first inning, is filling up the zone here in the second. That's going to be a called third, so Rocker uses minimum pitches there to pick up 3 quick outs in the second, including 2 Ks.
Houston Astros are proud to honor Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Night at Daikin Park this Friday. Visit astros.com/AAPI for tickets and more information. DK.
All right, Julia, bottom of the second inning, Astros leading 1-0. Justin Foscue will lead things off for the Rangers here in the bottom of the second inning. We saw Kamar Rocker be able to dial in that zone after a struggle in the first inning, and the Astros are hoping for the same here in the bottom of the second for Tatsuya Imai. Imai needed 24 pitches in that first inning and only 9 strikes. And he has delivered 2 off the plate here to start the at-bat for Foscue. Foscue coming off a good road trip, even though the Rangers overall didn't have a great trip. Foscue 12 for 33, batting .364 on that trip. Goes after the 2-0 pitch and fouls it away. It's 2-1. Rangers lost 2 out of 3 to the Astros at Daikin Park, then won 2 out of 3 in Colorado before being swept by the Angels. So they were 3-6 on that 3-city trip. Pitch missing in, and the count is 3-1. Imai.
Call the field is a ball. The catcher is challenging.
Christian has not been great with challenges this year, but he's going to try and get one for his pitcher here and try and turn a count from 3-1 to 2-2.
Call overturn. Houston has 2 remaining.
Vasquez wins that one. ABS powered by T-Mobile.
Good job by Vasquez. I would imagine catchers have to pay attention to where they're setting up on the plate to feel if there's a chance to maybe challenge a pitch. Kind of get your chest over that outside or inside corner to kind of feel where the glove goes from there.
Back through the mound. Nick Allen is there on the hot shot and makes the play for out number 1. Foscue grounds out.
His fastball caught a lot of the zone and was hit hard up the middle, but Nick Allen was right in the right spot.
Here's Andrew McCutchen getting the start in right field tonight. McCutchen hitting an even .200 on the season. Goes after the first one and misses the fastball 0-1. McCutchen only started 3 of the first 18 games, but now he's appeared in the outfield 8 of the team's last 16, getting a little more playing time. That one also through the middle. That was a repeat of the last ground ball to Nick Allen. And there's 2 away in the inning.
Hit a couple of miles an hour slower, but very similar. And somehow Imai's able to skate out of the way and let Nick Allen make that play.
Imai did a good job. A lot of pitchers automatic reflexes to go after those ground balls, but he did a good job knowing his second baseman was there and just getting out of the way.
I'm not sure he had much time to make that decision. Ball was hit pretty hard. First one at 101, that one at 97.
Well, Danny Jansen takes a pitch in for a ball. Seems to be a little bit better dialed in this inning.
Could have challenged that previous pitch.
Tatsuya getting ahead of the Ranger catcher 1-2. Looking for a 1-2-3 inning after 3 walks in the first. Going back to your point in the first inning, there's been a lot of sharply hit baseballs, but give your defense a chance. Gallen making a couple plays this inning. Nick Gallen started the double play in the first inning. And this one's going to be popped up. Christian Walker backs up and he makes the call. Puts it away. That's a 1-2 inning for Tatsuya Imai. Good bounce back here in the second. 1-0 Astros.
By Houston Methodist, and most wins at any road opponent since 2022. And the Astros doing damage inside the division, and they're doing damage inside the state when they take trips up here to Arlington. They are 20-10 since 2022 against these Rangers, and they're also 20-8 against the Angels. That's a lot of the success of the Astros over the years has been able to kind of beat up on some of those opponents in your division, but they've really enjoyed their time here at Globe Life Field.
Things have gone well for them in this new stadium as Christian Vasquez will lead things off. Vasquez then the top of the order, and he'll take a first pitch strike. All of a sudden Kumar Rocker has the strike zone dialed in after struggling in that first inning. Vasquez back in the lineup today. He has played in all but one game so far in the first 7 games of this road trip. Takes a pitch off the plate. It's 1-1. This ball into right field, playable for Andrew McCutchen, who makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Has enjoyed his time here at Globe Life Field, which has become more of a hitter's park through the years. At the beginning, it was a hitter's park, and now it's become more of a pitcher's park through the years. It's kind of changed over time, but his first 12 home starts, he's got a 2.61 ERA. That's the best ever in Rangers history. They started their franchise in '72 in somebody's first 12 starts at home. Previous mark was set by Kevin Brown, who had a 2.79 ERA in his first 12 starts.
Man, still up and in on Jeremy.
And he hit by a pitch his first time. Originally drafted by the Mets in the first round, 10th overall out of Vanderbilt at 21. The Mets did not sign him before the August 1st deadline. He went back into the draft after playing in the Frontier League. And the Rangers got him the next year, signing him as a first-round pick, 3rd overall. Here he is as a 26-year-old. And a fixture in their starting rotation. That one's towards second on one hop. Justin Foscue makes the play. Pena flying down the line, thrown out by less than a step, but he's the second out.
About Isak Paredes and StatCast 3D, powered by Google Cloud, showing you a spray chart of his last 24 hits. Using the whole field, obviously the power is elevating to the pull side. But when he's gotten deep in counts, kind of needed that base hit, he's done a good job of showing some ability to go inside out and get some of those hits going the other way.
The spray chart showed you a couple things. It showed you how often he's gone to right, which we're not used to.
Yep.
But it also kind of parts the seas. There's hardly anything up the middle.
There's nothing, yeah. He's not going to go to the big part of the field up the middle. He's not even gap to gap. I mean, he's almost line to line.
Paredes grounded out to first his first time up. As he takes a pitch down for a ball, 2-0. Got in on Isak, still able to get his bat on it and pulled it foul. Kumar has walked 20 in his 45 innings of work coming into tonight. That's well off the plate, 3-1. He skies one into center field. Evan Carter will drift in. And Carter puts it away for the final out. 7 in a row sent down by Kamar Rocker. It's still 1-0 Astros.
By Jack in the Box. Tatsuya Imai arrived at the ballpark this afternoon. He immediately changed, went out to check the field and mound at a park he's never been in before. But this ballpark actually pretty familiar, because in Japan, you're looking at this. There's a similar ballpark in Hokkaido. It's the home of the Nippon Ham Fighters. Excuse me. That ballpark that you're looking at right now was inspired by the one right here in Arlington, Globe Life Field. The team was actually impressed with this ballpark. They selected the same architectural firm to create and design that stadium. So Imai, when he came out today, said this is the same. The clubhouses, the way it leads to the field, even the retractable roof, all felt very familiar to him. The retractable roof might be his favorite feature today, as his outing was shortened due to that rain last start. But pretty cool to see him take the mound and take it all in, TK.
Yeah, it's good to have a place that he feels comfortable in. I know his command was much better in the second inning than the first, but he basically feels like he's been here before, with that stadium being so similar for the Nippon Ham Fighters in Japan.
Yeah, pretty impressive to have some of the similarities. So maybe a little comforting being here in this ballpark. Kind of interesting having the window in center field out there in Japan. I'm sure, well, I'm hoping the engineers knew which direction that was facing.
Imai pitching here at Globe Life Field for the first time. Delivers a strike to Jock Peterson. For the ground out by Michael Hellman. Imai, who walked 3 of the first 4 batters, has now retired the last 5. And he gets ahead of Peterson 0-2. I'm saying, what happened to that guy I faced the first time up? It's off the fastball the other way. Count stays 0-2.
That was a little defensive right there on 93 up. An edgy pitch from Imai.
Of his 6 starts, Tatsuya has been on the road for 4 of them, including tonight. His next one will be at home. Hit sharply. What a play by Pena. Gets up and fires. Pickett first. Out. Oh, what a play on both sides. Pena continues to flash the leather.
He has been challenged with some tough hops. This ball was scalded to his right side at 105.4, and he stays with it, and it somehow gets up and throws a dart to first, and on the in-between hop, Christian Walker picks it. But this defense has been showing out in the last 4 or 5 games now.
We talk often about the improvements of Christian Walker at the plate, but man, he looks so much better defensively than we saw in his first year with the Astros.
Hitting makes good defenders. I'm not going to lie to you, but those are not easy picks that he has. And he is putting himself right in the line of fire and making some great grabs.
You could see him easily getting back into that Gold Glove status this year.
Well, this is kind of what you anticipated with the 3 Gold Gloves that he brought over from Arizona.
There was 3 consecutive, and then he didn't even get into the finalist group last year at first base.
Yeah.
So this year, not only should he be a finalist early on, he could be a strong candidate to get another Gold Glove. He has been outstanding. Now it's 0-2 on Alejandro Osuna, who walked on 5 pitches his first time up. Oh, bouncing it there. It's 1-2.
But a pretty good job by Jeremy just being able to get to that and make the catch. Kind of had a little bit of a slippery footing something you take for granted over there at first base. There are so many spike marks. You know, that's where everybody's leading off. That's where everybody's getting that first step jumps. It's hard to keep that area clean to get a good hop.
Got him. It's that backup slider that Imai likes to throw to lefties, and the Astros get through that inning 1-2-3. Imai has retired 7 in a row. As you can see, nobody has a hit yet in this game. The Astros scored without the benefit of a hit in the first inning thanks to Yordan Alvarez's sac fly. It was a hit by pitch, stolen base. Round out advancing the runner to third, and Yordan with a sac fly to score the run. This one he drills into right center field, all the way back to the wall and gone. Yordan Alvarez hits number 16 on the year. After missing his first game of the season, he's back, and the Astros lead it 2-0.
He drove in a run with a sacrifice fly in that first at bat, but I thought that was a really good job of him seeing the ball out of the hand of Kumar Rocker, and I think that's why he was able to go get that two-seamer down and away and hit it as hard as humanly possible. That's 110.6 and a 20-degree launch angle, but a 415-foot line drive off the bat of Yordan.
That went from barrel to the Rangers bullpen in a heartbeat. 16 home runs now for Yordan. 2 more than Christian Walker, who takes a strike here. He has driven in both runs for the Astros today and has the first hit of this game. He did a high-five line with his bat in his hand. I like that.
The bat deserves some love, too.
Yeah. He's going to keep that bat right next to him on the bench. I like that, too. So I put a bat in the back rack with all the other guys. I'm going to keep my own personal stash right here.
I'm surprised he doesn't have a hat for his bat.
How far at the plate is 1-2.
Kind of like a driver cover.
Yeah.
Slide it on there. That ball had a hang time of 4.2 seconds.
Come on.
Yeah.
And it went 415.
15 feet. Yep, that's motoring.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, he's really good.
Counts 1-2 on Walker, who walked his first time, and he stays alive with that swing. Christian hitting the big home run in yesterday's 8-5 win, turned a 4-3 game into a 7-3 game with a 3-run shot deep into the bleachers at Wrigley. He was able to get 2 through the win the game before. Was on base all 4 times in the Saturday game. He was happy to return to a place where he spent a lot of time in the National League back in his Arizona days. No one's down. Game is up the count of 2 apiece. During the month of May, it hasn't really been the Yordan show like it was in April. Thank goodness Christian Walker has had the kind of May that he has had, because he's kind of picked up the pieces. That was close, but a good take by Christian. It's 3-2.
He's kind of diving out there, and that one up and in.
Ground ball on a couple of hops. Michael Hellman gloves it. Makes the play on Walker for the first out.
Go back to that home run. This is a pitch down and away. It's a beautiful pitch. But you see on Matches from Supermo, Yordan's going out there to get that and just manhandles it into that Ranger bullpen. I thought it was pretty impressive. About halfway out there, Evan Carter, the center fielder, just stopped. He knew that ball was out.
He didn't even have much time to get back there. That's how fast it went out.
It was crazy.
There he is. He can put on a show with the best of them. Back spasms were not the reason he wasn't in the lineup yesterday. Joe Espada said he wanted to give him the day off regardless. That was part of the plan after he started the first 53 games. But it was probably good timing anyhow, as Myers grounds out for the second out. Now a message from Buick GMC. Two outs, base is empty, and Cam Smith will bat. Astros still only have one hit in this game, but they scored 2 runs. Jordan driving in his 32nd and 33rd runs of the year. Cam takes a strike. Cam grounded out to short his first time up. He enjoyed his weekend in Chicago. The former Cub minor leaguer had a hit in every game and now has a 4-game hitting streak going. Fights that one off, and the count's 1-2. Astros winning a couple of low-scoring games against the Rangers back at Daikin Park in their last homestand. 2-0 and 4-1 wins before the Rangers took the final game of that series 8-0. Called third strike. Cam will go down looking to end the inning, but the Astros lead 2-0.
Big swing from the big man. He loves hitting against the Rangers, and he loves hitting here at Globe Life Field. Just over 4 seconds, and the Astros have another run on the board.
Fourth inning, Brandon Nimmo will lead things off. 3, 4, and 5 due up for the Rangers, facing Tatsuya Imai second time around. Imai got a big double play out of Brandon Nimmo his first time up after walking the first 2 batters of the game. Helped keep the Rangers off the board in that first frame. Imai delivers a strike with the slider. It's 1-1 to the Rangers DH. On the ground, foul, and the count's 1-2. Nimmo's mostly been their right fielder this year, 46 games in right. This is only his 5th game as the DH. Jock Peterson is normally the DH, but he is playing first base today with Jake Berger given the day off. That's fouled away. Count stays 1-2 on Nimmo. It's Nimmo, Ezekiel Duran, and Evan Carter here in the 4th.
Gotten away with a slider out over the plate right there, but I think that little bit of that funk in that slider might have gotten that foul ball.
We saw this with the A's in that start against Imai in Sacramento, how they were going back to the dugout and trying to explain to each other how that slider works differently than pretty much anybody else's slider in baseball. Sometimes it goes down and into a lefty. Sometimes it drifts away from the lefty, as that last one did for a ball. It's 3-2. Sometimes it goes straight down.
Yeah, bottom just falls out of it.
Orange today. Good representation of Astros fans. We'll show you a few of them after this first batter in the inning. Astros always travel their fans well here to take on the Rangers in Arlington. Got in on him, and Nimmo stayed alive.
Good pitch at 95.
A lot of teams play day games on Memorial Day, but with the Rangers playing a night game last night in California, that was impossible today. Staying alive, spoiling a lot of 3-2 pitches.
Yeah, but to Imai's credit, they're actually pitches that are on the plate or on the edges, forcing Nimmo to fight them off. They're looking for something to put them away.
Tatsuya started the inning with 49 pitches. This has been a 10-pitch at bat already. This will be the 11th pitch of this plate appearance.
Imai trying to find a way to get Nimmo.
And that'll be just in ball 4, so that'll be the 4th walk allowed by Tatsuya, and a leadoff base runner in the 4th. How about tonight's fan cam presented by GulloAuto.com? We mentioned a lot of Astros fans on hand, and here are some of them. Pretty crazy trick right there. Owen Ryan, Jose Altuve being represented.
Yeah, some future Astros on the road.
Here's Ezekiel Duran. He'll take a pitch down for ball 1. Imai's 4 walks matches his season and brief Astros career high. He did it 2 other times. Once against Seattle in a 1/3 of an inning, and the other time against the Angels in 2 2/3. This one popped foul and out of play, and it's 1-1. Ground ball to second. Nick Allen flips to Pena, taps the bag, throws to first. There's another double play for Imai and the Astros. Second one of the night.
Just too easy. Credit the Astros defense again for picking up Imai and erasing a walk with the double play. Pretty routine. Got to dress that one up a little bit with that casual flip to Jeremy.
Evan Carter, who flied out to center his first time, taking a strike.
This might be your best defensive infield that the Astros have on their roster right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Nick Allen at second base.
He was a finalist at shortstop last year for a Gold Glove.
You can obviously see moving to second base isn't too drastic of a move for him. I always liked playing second base because I could take my knowledge from short to second base, and on plays like that, you know where to put the flip, you know where to put the feed on the double play, because you know where you want it as a shortstop. Because that flip to Jeremy, you could see the timing of it was perfect, and he put it right on that left side where the glove is, and you just little toe tap and a shot over to first, and you got a double play. That was pretty.
Yeah, I think Nick kind of, we may not be able to chat about this too long, 2-strike pitch with 2 outs, but that's down 2-2. I think Nick kind of got lost in the shuffle a little bit.
Yeah.
Even after the Altuve injury, because Braden Shoemake was playing so well, and then Bryce Matthews with Jake Myers coming back needed a home, so he was at second base a lot. So Nick was kind of the odd man out, but he had a great game yesterday and now back in there today. This one lofted foul and out of play. He's a valuable guy to have on your bench because he can play all the positions well, and he's a plus defensive player wherever you put him.
And I think that's the thing, that you love the versatility, but you also love that when you do put him in, you're not missing a step. You're not missing anything on anywhere you put him on the infield.
You're elevating, like you said, your defensive game when he's in there. 2-2 the count to Carter. Evan fights that one off, and that's out of play.
And Imai, when he does get the pitch in the zone, he gets ground balls. He's over 50% with the ground ball rate. So you can understand why you put the better defensive infield out there to pick up those ground balls. It's paid off so far in this game.
Only 1 strikeout so far for Tatsuya. That was Asuna to end the 3rd. This ball popped up. I think this one will be in play. Drifting over in foul territory. Isaac Paredes puts it away. And that's a nice inning for Imai with a double play and a pop-up in the mix. Houston Astros baseball on SCHN is presented by USAA. This Memorial Day, let's honor what was given. By the Crash Team Injury Lawyers, driven by results. And by Michelob Ultra Zero, make a plan to get home safe. A reminder from your friends at Silver Eagle Distributors, Houston. Back at Globe Life Field, where the Astros lead this game 2-0 thanks to a Yordan Alvarez sac fly and a Yordan Alvarez home run. Zach DeZenzo leading off here for the Astros in the 5th. We mentioned Zach was one of the best at not leaving the zone on the slider for the Astros in their lineup. He did strike out on 3 pitches his first time and now finds himself down in the count here 0-1. See if he can make the adjustment as Rocker's strikeouts are generally on pitches out of the zone. 73% of his strikeouts are pitches off the plate. As he misses in there, it's 1-1.
Yeah, he's definitely got a feel for that slider, doesn't he? The Astros are still trying to adapt to that pitch, but it looks like it's got some late break to it.
All his swings and misses today have been on that slider. As he tried to get Zach to chase that one, and there's a good adjustment laying off. It's 2-1. It'll be DeZenzo, Nick Allen, and Christian Vasquez 7, 8, and 9 here in the 5th inning. Stands him up on that fastball in, and now Zach's in a good hitter's count, 3-1. That's going to be a leadoff walk for the Astros. DeZenzo draws a walk. Second walk issued by Rocker. Don't miss the Astros' next home series. It'll be against the Milwaukee Brewers next weekend. Get your tickets now at astros.com/SGT. Brewers in town Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then the Astros will get their first off day at home since all the way back in April.
Vasquez was fired up about that.
The runner was going, and Nick Allen had to protect the runner and swung at a pitch he normally wouldn't. It's 0-1 on that foul ball.
Yeah, that was Altuve height on that pitch.
Astros trying to get Nick to use that right side of the infield with the runner in motion.
I wouldn't mind a little run and hit with a guy like Nick Allen who can control the bat a little bit. Let that runner go anytime he wants, and if you, as a hitter, get a pitch you can drive to that opposite field side, do it.
Just talking about his ability to hit to the right side. Nick Allen getting it done the last 2 days. Raised his batting average 62 points yesterday and uses that right side of the infield there. He didn't need the runner in motion.
No, just got the first baseman holding that runner on. And that's kind of a prototypical at bat where you try and hit behind the base runner, and he does a very good job at Jock Peterson's limited range to can't get to that ball. And with it being hit softly, DeZenzo makes a good decision getting into third base.
Joe likes going with a hot hand, and Nick Allen has been hot the last 2 games. And now first and third with nobody out, and Christian Vasquez. Vasquez with good numbers all season long with runners in scoring position. Shows bunt, gets the bunt down. Here comes DeZenzo, the flip home, not in time. Astros score a run. Head first slide by Zach, makes it 3-0 on the bunt by Vasquez.
That was a beautifully executed safety squeeze, finished off by a brilliant slide by DeZenzo going to the outside of the foul line and touching home plate with the left hand. This is a purpose play. You want to bunt that towards first. Kumar went with the glove flip, and DeZenzo is able to get in there after getting a good jump on that pitch down and just swipes the plate before Danny Jansen can get to him.
And he needed all that height too. He used that frame. He used that frame to get in there ahead of the flip. It wasn't a bad play by Rocker with the glove flip. It was just a well-executed play. Lover, we don't see that very often, that first and third bunt play, but that works a lot of times when you get it down.
It does. I feel like it was those Joe Madden days in Tampa Bay where you had the first and third, and he would tell his hitter to bunt it right to the first baseman. And it would lead to a run almost every single time. It was a very successful play, especially when you bring the first baseman having to come off of first base from holding the base runner on. But what I like is that Vasquez did a great job today of getting the ball down early so that DeCenzo could make that decision to go home quickly, and that might be the step he needed.
Now word from Jack in the Box.
Get my new Smash Jack Sliders Munchie Meal for a chance to win $75,000. Welcome to Jack in the Box.
So Vasquez drives home the third run. The Astros with 3 runs in the game now on. They're going to give Vasquez a hit on that. I thought that was going to be a sacrifice fielder's choice. But they're going to give a Vasquez a bunt hit. At least it's on the board as a hit for now. So he'll take that. And Jeremy Pena bats here with 2 on and nobody out.
Yeah, I'm not sure. In the building they gave him a hit, because StatCast has given him a sacrifice bunt.
Yeah, it should be a sacrifice fielder's choice. There's no chance Vasquez beats that out if they make the play to first.
I'm telling Vasquez you said that.
You can tell him. I've got numbers to prove it. There's a ball hit hard past the second baseman into right field. In to score comes Nick Allen. To third goes Vasquez. Astros in front 4-0. Jeremy Pena, his 3rd RBI in the last 2 games.
It's good to see JP heating up a little bit. Doing a good job of using that opposite field like we saw with Nick Allen. If you've got a tough pitcher who's pitching well, why not go ahead and try and just take what's given to you? And that's what the Astros have done in this inning. Playing very good team baseball. Vasquez just went first to third, by the way.
I saw him cut the bag, so I apologize because he did that very well.
He did.
Going first to third, maybe a little different than beating out a bunt hit.
True.
But I will give him the fact that he ran those bases very well and ran right on Andrew McCutchen. Another inning, Blummer, where the Astros are kind of manufacturing runs. A walk, a guy who gave himself up and tried to hit the ball to the right side and got it through.
In this analytic era, don't ever discount good team baseball. If you have guys that can put the ball in play and use the entire field, you can start to mount some momentum and put pitch counts on pitchers, create frustration on that defensive side. Now you've got speed. Jeremy's in a position where he could steal second again.
Yeah, you're right, and he's got a nice lead. He's got a 1-0 count to work with as Paredes will take another pitch and takes it for a strike, 1-1. And you know Joe loves that little little things that Nick Allen are doing is right in Joe Espada's wheelhouse. He loves that stuff.
Absolutely.
Bullpen going for the Rangers here as Kumar Rocker has not given up too much. Only 3 hits so far in the game, but the Astros making the most of those hits.
Hasn't been hard contact either. The only hard contact has been off the bat of Yordan Alvarez, who's waiting on deck.
One and 2 the count on Paredes.
Check out the outfield arms presented by Lone Star College. I have put a green light on everybody, and you just saw Christian Vasquez go first to third on McCutchen, but not a lot of velocity out of these arms of the Texas Rangers. So I think that Tony Perez-Chica has a green light on all these guys.
And
Carter was having a conversation with himself, huh?
I'm sorry, I was not locked in on him.
That's all right.
Was he?
Oh yeah, he was chatting himself up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes that happens. When offense translates to defense.
Yeah.
Ground ball, that is just foul. Astros almost get another run, but Paredes just pulled it foul down the third base line.
Ooh, just foul. That one last hop made it a little bit easier call for Ramon De Jesus.
Wasn't listening to Christian Vasquez. He ruled it fair. So another 1-2 pitch coming. And that's down. And again, Paredes seeing some pitches. Kumar Rocker, who has had great success here in this stadium, giving up 4 runs tonight. 2 in this inning, 1 on the sac bunt by Christian Vasquez, and 1 on the base hit by Jeremy Pena. And Blummer was absolutely right. That was a play we saw a few years ago with the Joe Madden Rays. It was brought over by Don Zimmer.
Oh, how about it?
Ball grounded. Nice backhand play by Duran. His throw is going to get Vasquez. That was a nice play by the Ranger third baseman to get out number 1 in the inning.
What's on tap is presented by Lawnmower Blonde. And let's go pitch by pitch in that first at bat. Jordan, that is the only two-seamer he saw, was that 1-0 fastball. Everything else sliding and moving, but did a good job getting under that slider for the sac fly. So he decided to go out there with nobody on and sit on that fastball away and smoked it into the Rangers bullpen. Be interesting to see how Kumar goes after him in this at bat if he stays slow after hammering that fastball in the previous at bat. Yep.
He does. I don't think it shocked Jordan, but not a pitch that he wanted to go after.
Yep. Well, I mean, you could probably sit back and wait and see what he's going to do.
Trying to get in behind Jeremy Pena at second. He gets back to the bag. Jeremy making sure the throw went back to the pitcher before he got up off the ground. Great speed at second, so any ball to the outfield, as we showed you with the green lights from Blummer, should score a run. Jordan's already driven in 2 tonight. And there's a ground ball right side. Nice play by Peterson. He's going to go to second. That was a challenging play, but he was able to get Paredes. So now first and third with 2 outs. As Jordan hit it sharply, but he's out number 2.
Guess he figured he had time to get that base runner out of scoring position. And proved it. Good play to the backhand side. Popped up and threw a strike.
So now first and third with 2 outs, and Christian Walker the batter. Walker has walked and grounded out today. Walker's only allowed 4 runs one other time this year. That was on the road against the Tigers on May the 2nd, when Kumar allowed 5 runs in 2 innings of work. That's the second most runs allowed, and the most runs he's allowed in any start at home. That one bouncing in there. Pena gave it a look for an extended period of time, but decided he didn't have a chance to score. But it's now a 1-1 count on Walker. Said no chance. But as a runner at third, it makes you stay alive and see if Rocker bounces another one. If Pena can get an even bigger jump, because he's pretty far off third with Duran back deep on Walker. That one's fouled away. It's 1-2. The 20th pitch here in the 5th inning for Kumar Rocker, first and third and 2 outs, and Walker takes one down for a ball, 2-2.
Great take. Kumar wanted that one. He was walking off the mound assuming it was going to be swung at.
This swing on a foul ball. Walker down on strikes, and that'll end the inning. Astros get a couple of runs, though. A sac bunt, squeeze, safety squeeze, and a Jeremy Pena RBI single, making it 4-0. Bottom of the 5th inning, Tatsuya Imai now has a 4-run lead to work with as he'll face the Rangers in the bottom of the 5th. Justin Foscue, Andrew McCutchen, and Danny Jansen to face the Astros right-hander, who so far has allowed 4 base runners. They've all reached via walk today. As Foscue takes a strike, it's 0-1. With those walks, Tatsuya starting the inning with 70 pitches after 4 innings. He gets ahead of Foscue 0-2 here to start the 5th. For what it's worth, and there are people that keep score of games at home, but they have given, for now, Christian Vazquez a hit in that last inning. Thought it would be ruled a sacrifice fielder's choice, but the bunt for now has been ruled a hit.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Not sure how, but I'm sure Vazquez appreciates it.
Absolutely. Either way, it's win-win.
This ball high in the air into left center field. Myers, a long run, still on the move. He'll put it away right as he crosses onto the warning track. Gets a hand from his bullpen mates. That's the first out of the inning.
The player to watch is presented by Jack in the Box. Andrew McCutchen coming to the plate. Now Jose Altuve on the injured list, but they're 2 of the active hit leaders. See McCutchen at 2,280. Jose Altuve at 2,428. Itching to come off the IL and keep adding to those numbers. Guy's been around a while.
Played against him, right?
I played against him in his 2nd big league game.
Nice.
Yeah, he showed up at Dyken Park, hit me just a routine 2-hopper to third base, and it was a bang play at first. I was like, okay.
Keep that in the memory bank.
Yeah, this guy can run, and he's hustling. I like it.
He's got it done over a lot of years, most of them in Pittsburgh. Saw him hugging it out with Mike Burrows before the game. The former Pirates will face off against each other if McCutchen's in the lineup on Wednesday, as Burrows has game 3 of this 4-game series. Imai has a 3-0 count here on McCutchen. All of Tatsuya's walks have been to the top 4 hitters in the lineup. Hitters 5 through 9, 0 for 7 to this point, but he's worked into a hitter's count here against McCutchen. And now the count's full. He's done that a couple of times tonight. Come back from 3-0 to get the count full. Got him. Foul tip caught by Christian Vazquez. Strikeout number 2 for Imai, and there's 2 away in the 5th.
Star Wars Night returns to Dyken Park this Saturday, featuring themed characters, special activities, and an exclusive Star Wars bobblehead add-on package while supplies last. Learn more at astros.com/Star Wars.
Here's Danny Jansen, who popped up to the first baseman Christian Walker his first time up. Danny takes one in for a ball, 1-0. Tatsuya's highest pitch count of any start was against the A's, his 2nd start of the season. That was 94. So as he works into the 5th inning with his pitch count at 82 right now, you would think he would have somewhere between 10 to 15 pitches to work with. Maybe they push him close to 100. We'll see. Counts 2-2. Certainly the Rangers have proved that he's tough to hit when the pitches are on or near the plate, because all 4 times they have reached base have been via walk.
Yeah, the last couple of outings should be encouraging for Tatsuya Imai.
This ball driven to left field, pretty well hit all the way back near the wall. Jake puts it away again. Jake Myers covering some ground out here in Arlington, and Tatsuya Imai can't wait to thank his center fielder for 2 nice plays in that inning. Presented by USAA. This Memorial Day, let's honor what was given. For the game today and throughout Major League Baseball, a national moment of remembrance. Tonight before the national anthem, players wearing the memorial red poppy on their jerseys with the words, "Lest we forget." Thank you to all those who gave the ultimate sacrifice as we enjoy this Memorial Day 2026.
Absolutely. Thank you to all of those who have served and sacrificed. Get to enjoy this great game on a great day because of you. Kumar Rocker is out of the game, and the Rangers are going to get into their bullpen. We're currently seeing Peyton Gray facing Jake Myers. Give you his numbers on the season. 8 games, a 2.08 ERA, 11 strikeouts to 7 walks.
Hasn't pitched in a while.
Hasn't pitched in a long while.
Pitched in Colorado last. Has not pitched in the last 5 games, but gets an out here on Jake Myers on a 1-1 pitch. Gray, 30 years old, made his Rangers debut. And his Major League debut on April the 23rd against the Pirates.
The call on the field is strike. The call on the field is a strike. The batter is challenging.
Cam Smith's going to challenge. Cam just 6 for 14 in challenges this year. And we'll see if he improves that percentage here on our ABS powered by T-Mobile. And he's now 6 for 15.
Oof.
Call is confirmed. Houston has 1 challenge remaining.
I think the percentages, Blummer, aren't good, and for Cam, it's the timing of the challenge.
Yeah, situationally, you could question it.
First
Nobody
pitch.
on, you're up by 4, first pitch.
He might end up with a base hit on an excuse me swing, and he's going to get on base.
Yeah, that ball was touching fair territory.
Who needs an 0-1 or 1-0 count when you have speed like that?
Matter. It's amazing how good things happen when you have speed. Forced Gray into a situation where he had to pick this ball up quickly, because you could see Cam was almost past him. He was even with him, but if he doesn't pick that up cleanly, there's no chance he gets him. And with that ball being touched in fair territory, as you see on our mattress from Supermo, he's safe at first.
We're going to give Cam a hit on that.
We're just giving hits out everywhere.
You get a hit.
Yeah, we might have a couple knocks in this game when we look at the box score tomorrow.
The interesting thing about that check swing is Cam didn't break initially because the first bounce actually landed in foul territory.
True.
And then it rolled into fair territory. And he ends up with a base hit on it. Here's Zach DeZenzo. Cam's off and racing. The pitch is a strike. The throw is late. Cam has his team leading 7th steal of the year.
Good pitch for Danny Jansen to throw on, but a good jump and a quick release into second base doesn't get Cam Smith, who's safe easily. A couple of bags in this game now for the Astros.
Now DeZenzo has to battle down in the count 0-2. He stays alive on that foul ball. We were surmising at the beginning of the season, coming off an 8-steal season, if Cam could get in that 15 to 20 range. He's basically on pace for a 20-steal season now. As we just moved past the 1/3 point of the season, he has 7.
I think that if he gets on base, that's easy. I really think he's got the opportunity to do it. He's only going to build more confidence the more bags he takes.
Zenzo watches one miss the inside corner.
The ball. The catcher is challenging.
Danny Jansen is going to challenge. Astros losing a challenge earlier in the inning, and now Jansen thinks that's a strikeout, and he's right.
call is overturned. The batter is out. Texas has 2 challenges remaining.
Well, the Rangers retain their 2 challenges with that correct overturn by Danny Jansen. Welcome your newest little fans to the Astros family with the Astros Rookie Club, presented by Houston Methodist. This program designed for newborns includes a bib, swaddle blanket, milestone markers, and an Astros birth certificate. Join now at astros.com/rookies club. Nick Allen, the batter, fouls one off. Nick right in the middle of that 2-run rally in the 5th inning with a single to right. He's 1 for 2 tonight. Astros with a 4-0 lead in the 6th inning. And Allen down to the count 0-2.
Hop on that fastball from Gray. He's a guy that gets good extension also. Top 89 percentile. He gets 6.9 feet of reach out there. So that ball will jump on you a little bit. Maybe look a little bit quicker than 95.
And it'll look quick there as he gets Allen on 3 pitches. Back-to-back strikeouts to end the inning. Astros still lead as we head to the bottom of the 6th. It's 4-0. Lone Star Series presented by HEB rolls on tomorrow as the Astros play game 2 of this 4-game series against the Rangers. That'll be Jason Alexander getting his 2nd start, coming off that brilliant first start of the season. He'll be taking on Jack Leiter, who the Astros have seen before. SCHN and SCHN Plus are your home for Astros baseball. Michael Hellman bats here, and as the inning starts, the Astros have their first bullpen action going to the game. Tatsuya Imai is in the mid-80s with his pitch count. And there are a lot of lefties coming up, so we'll see how Joe Espada plays it. Beyond Hellman, it's 3 straight lefties at the top of the lineup and 4 out of 5. Ground ball, Nick Allen to his left, gobbles it up, makes the play, 1 away. I think had Hellman reached, that could have made it a decision, but no decision coming here for Joe Espada since nobody's on base. They'll let Imai continue on here. All 4 base runners for the Rangers 2 times through the lineup have been walks issued by Imai. He has walked the top 4 guys in the lineup at least once, and nobody else has reached base.
Yeah, that's what's hurting the pitch count right now as he sits at 87 here through 5 1/3. He's like brings the funk on the first pitch.
Imai getting a chance to work to a lineup for the 3rd time through the lineup. He has not had a chance to do that very often in his first season. Also, he's finished 5 innings for just the 2nd time as an Astro. He would have last time had it not been for the storm in Minneapolis.
I agree.
But 5 2/3 is his longest outing. He's out away from matching that. Missing down and in, 1-1. Ground ball just foul, and the count's 1-2. Imai's only had 7 plate appearances, facing a hitter for a 3rd time, this being number 8. And start number 6. This is something the Astros would like to see a little more regularly for Tatsuya. One-two pitch is fouled to our left and below us. Stays 1-2. Since the walk to Brandon Nimmo to lead off the 4th inning, Tatsuya has retired 6 in a row. He's also retired 13 of the last 14 since a walk to Duran back in the 1st.
I was just going to say, we've got to give credit where credit is due. That first inning was a bit of a yard sale A lot of pitches out of the zone, 3 of the 4 walks in that first inning. But since then, we mentioned, you got to be able to make the adjustment, find that release point. It seems like he has.
Just enough to stay alive as Peterson fouls off that 1-2 slider. 94 pitches is the season and career high for Imai in the major leagues, and this will be his 94th pitch coming up, matching his total against the A's. Pop up on the infield. Isaac Paredes drifts in from third, and he'll put it away. That's now 5 2/3 for Imai, which also matches a career high in the major leagues.
See the velo on that?
Nope.
96.
Let's go.
Let's have some Astros trivia powered by Reliant, who are the 3 Hall of Famers that played for both Houston and Texas. It's Astros trivia powered by Reliant. You might be able to add one more to that list come July. Is that when they do the inductions?
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, you might be able to add one more to that
Call
list.
the field's a ball. The catcher is challenging.
Christian Vasquez making a challenge here. Astros have 1 challenge remaining.
Boom.
Call's overturned. Houston has 1 round challenge remaining.
Vasquez improving his percentage. He came in last of major league catchers, but he's 2 for 2 tonight. Sorry I questioned you for getting a hit earlier, and sorry I gave those numbers earlier about your challenge rate.
Yeah, you're only as good as your last challenge.
The late July is Hall of Fame induction weekend this year.
Thank you.
July 26th to be exact.
3 plaques up there.
Imai with a 1-1 count on Osuna. Alejandro hits it sharply, but down to the ground goes Paredes. Let your defense work. That's what Blummer said in the first inning, and that's what Imai has done for 6 innings. He's only allowed 4 base runners, all via the walk. At the end of 6, it's 4-0 Astros.
On Friday, May 29th, 10,000 fans will take home a City Connect Hawaiian shirt presented by Doggett. Get your tickets now at astros.com/promotions. TK.
Thanks, Julia. On we go to the 7th inning, 4-0 Astros. Tatsuya Imai. What a night after walking 3 in the first inning. Only allowed 1 more base runner the rest of the night. Assuming his night is over, as he has been brilliant here in Arlington. Astros scoring 4 runs for him, have a 4-0 lead. Christian Vasquez is going to start the inning with a base hit. Vasquez, who drove in 1 of those 4 runs, has his now 2nd hit of the game, as they gave him a hit on that sacrifice fielder's choice his last time up. Vasquez doing a little bit of everything tonight. Getting challenges right, 2 hits.
Catching a pretty good game.
Yeah, he is. Jeremy Pena, who also drove in a run with a hit of his own in the last time up. He's been on base twice. Peyton Gray out there for a 2nd inning of work. He's a guy that can give the Rangers some length out of their bullpen. Last time he pitched, he went 2 2/3. Gave up a couple of earned runs in Colorado. Pena has been backed off the plate quite frequently tonight. It's 2-0.
Yeah, that was a terrible slider that didn't slide.
Gray gave up a little squib hit to Cam Smith last inning. Picked up a couple of strikeouts. Delivers a strike with a fastball. It's 2-1. Astros scoring all 4 of their runs against Kamar Rocker, who went 5 innings today. That change up, and it counts 2-2. Except right in the big leagues. 45% of his pitches are changeups.
That's a lot of changeups.
That's a lot of changeups. Pena's got a 3-2 count. And Jeremy's hit by the pitch for the second time tonight. They've been working him in all night. Now he's been hit by 2 different pitches.
Yeah, this is a little more traditional with the 2-seam fastball. This is actually a 4-seam fastball up and in, but Jeremy Pena has every right to be annoyed. I mean, that's just a terrible miss. Not even close.
Dave Clark trying to add levity to a situation. You could see Pena was really not happy.
Yep.
First and second, nobody out. Here's Isaac Paredes. Paredes has had base runners on now in 3 of his 4 at-bats. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Grounded out, fly down, and bounce into a fielder's choice. This time he pops one up on the infield. Infield fly rule is called. Hellman, the shortstop, puts it away for the first out. Now a word from TxDOT.
Hook 'em. Gig 'em. Hook 'em. Gig 'em. Hook 'em.
Well, Jordan back in the batter's box here with 2 runners on and 1 out. He's driven in 2 runs tonight, a sac fly and a home run. One time he was retired was on a fielder's choice when he hit the ball hard, and Jock Peterson made the play on him.
This could be a fun change-up matchup.
I was thinking the same thing. He got a changeup too, and Jordan is just so frustrated. He's standing at home plate saying, "You got to be kidding me."
Yeah, he's upset he didn't get a hold of that one.
He hits the bat down on the ground as he walks away. That is Jordan's sweet spot. A changeup right there on the plate. Jordan is like, how did I miss that?
Yeah, it was elevated too. He usually mashes those elevated changeups.
You can see how frustrated he was after he popped that one up. That is his go zone. So now 2 outs, 2 on, and that's Christian Walker's turn. Sometimes as a pitcher you can get away with mistakes, and Peyton Gray just did. This is up and in to Christian Walker, 1-0. There's a lot of pitchers who have made a lot better pitches with changeups who have asked for a new baseball with Jordan.
So true.
It's up 2-0. Steven Oker warming up in the Astros bullpen. He'll be the pitcher in the bottom half of the 7th. Walker fouls one at the plate. It's 2-1 to Christian. There's Steven. Pitched 2 of the 3 games in Chicago at Wrigley. Had the day off yesterday. Back out there tonight. Peyton Gray is changeup mania, and Steven Okert is slider mania. Gets Christian here on the changeup. It's 2-2. Vasquez on second, Pena on first with 2 outs. Christian hits it pretty deep to left center field, sending Carter and Osuna all the way back. That ball's into the bullpen. A 3-run home run for the 2nd straight game. Seawalk with 4 home runs his last 3 games, and the Astros have broken in front 7-0.
Skywalker in flight. Pew! early evening delight.
Christian Walker on a heater with the long ball. Home run number 15 on the year.
There's that changeup. It stayed down out over the plate, and Walk put a charge into it. You're exactly right. He is on a heater, and he crushed that changeup.
Now ground ball, backhanded by Hellman and dropped by Hellman. Everybody else has been given a hit today. Maybe Jake Myers gets a hit out of that, but that's a play that should have ended the inning. And the Astros continue on here in the 7th.
Yeah, he's definitely going to put our theory to the test. Does have good speed to the backhand side. Would have been a tough play, but I agree, probably should have been makeable. Error up on the board here at Globe Life Field.
So the inning continues for Cam Smith. Christian Walker in back-to-back games turning a 4-run Astros on the board with 4 to a 7 spot with a 3-run home run. Yesterday it came in the 5th inning. Today it comes in the 7th. Yesterday it turned a 4-3 lead to a 7-3 lead. Today it turns it into a 7-0 lead. Cam on the ground to short. Hellman bobbles this one. And with Cam's speed, he's still thrown out. Peterson bobbled the throw that was on the ground. He tried to scoop it. It wasn't that he was off the bag. First base umpire Adrian Johnson said he never had control. And the Astros are going to get another out to work with.
Young shortstop getting picked on in back-to-back plays. They are going to challenge it.
Challenging the safe call at first base.
Johnson was pretty adamant that he was not fielding this cleanly. Let's take a look. That's on the ground.
He pinned it, yeah.
Great call by Adrian.
He was all over this. That's impressive. Matches from Supermo is going to show you pretty much the same angle.
No, he got it eventually, but not until Cam had hit the bag.
Yeah, I'm not sure there's enough control there.
Well, you can't use the ground to say you have control. He's using the ground as a force to say the ball was trapped there. That's not control until he turns the glove over, and by then Cam was on the bag.
Well, not too much excitement as it's played here on the big screen. And I agree with that. That ball doesn't get off the ground until Cam's past the bag.
Yeah. He smothers it on the ground. And once he turns the glove over, then you can maintain, or you can state that you have control of the baseball. But Adrian Johnson with a great call at first base, seeing that ball was trapped on the ground. So that should be another error on Hellman.
I agree. You could have given the error on the fielding or the throw.
Another look, Blummer.
Yeah, they're going to grind this one out in New York, but the ball's on the ground as Cam steps on the base.
Again, this is called safe. You have to have clear and convincing evidence that Jock Peterson has control of the baseball without the ball being trapped on the ground.
I think that angle from behind is a pretty good one. Yeah, this angle right here, this is a great job by the truck. That ball's on the ground and the foot is just getting to the bag
as he's picking it up.
Yeah.
Is that clear and convincing evidence that the ball doesn't move at all once he gets control? It would be a tough one for me to overturn.
Well, I trust you more than New York.
The replay crew chiefs are
After review, the call on the field stands. Runner is safe. Texas loses their challenge.
Ron Culpa and Alan Porter are the replay crew chiefs in New York. I don't think that stands call shocked anybody in the Rangers dugout.
No. You got to give it a shot just in case you can't overturn it. We're late in the game, 7th inning.
Well, now 2 extra outs to play with, and Bryce Matthews is going to come on as a pinch hitter for Zach DeZenzo. A lot of times DeZenzo's lifted defensively, but now getting lifted for a pinch hitter here as Bryce Matthews gets his first at bat.
It's a little interesting.
It's 7-0. Giving Bryce an extra at bat here as he takes one down for a ball. Bryce will likely stay in the game and play left field. Tatsuya Imai still out in the dugout, enjoying what he's watching here as his team has increased the lead from 4-0 when he left the mound to 7-0, and now they still are batting with 2 extra outs handed to them by Michael Hellman.
Yeah, he might be a little more invested in this game than he has been in the past.
Like it. 2-0 count now to Bryce. Bryce hits it sharply through the hole into left field. Being held up at third is Jake Myers. The throw comes in from Osuna, and the Astros have loaded up the bases. Good swing by Bryce off the bench.
Great swing by Bryce. Tony Perez-Chica deciding to go station to station. Now the score is 7-0. But a fastball up and in at 92. And Bryce put a great swing on that one, pulling it through that 5.5 hole. You can see Tony had intentions of possibly sending Jake Myers, but holds up.
Now Nick Allen gets his first chance on the season with the bases loaded. He's the 9th batter of the inning for the Astros. And he loops one into shallow left, coming on Osuna. The left fielder will play it on a hop. 2 runs are going to score. Nick Allen with a 2 RBI base hit. It's 9-0. Allen, another big contributor here in back-to-back games.
Do it, Nicholas. Taking advantage of opportunities. He has found himself in the thick of it, and he's come through with the Astros. Good for him. With 2 outs, everybody off to the races as soon as this ball's put in play. Got way out in front of that changeup, but in doing so, it actually benefited him.
Allen driving in 2 more runs. And the Astros now lead at 9-0 with a 5-run inning. These last couple of runs scoring are unearned runs thanks to back-to-back errors by the shortstop Michael Hellman. Now Vasquez, who started the inning, batting for a second time. He singled on the first pitch he saw in the 7th. Rangers fans getting a little frustrated on this Memorial Day. We've heard our share of boos this inning. It's hard to blame them with the lack of hitting and lack of defense.
Yeah.
And you can even say lack of pitching in this 9-0 game. Vasquez sends one into left. Osuna should have this play and does, but the Astros put up 5 in the 7th. They do so with the benefit of a Christian Walker 3-run home run and a 2 RBI base-loaded single by Nick Allen. On this Memorial Day 2026, we will keep it right here as we honor America.
And join in singing with the United States Army Band's rendition of God Bless America.
Seventh inning stretch time at Globe Life Field. 9-0 Astros. We're going to head back to Houston and check in with Esh and Bogey in our Rooms to Go lounge.
Join USA in honoring our nation's fallen heroes on this Memorial Day. You may have even noticed the red poppy on the jerseys worn by players and coaches today, a symbol of remembrance, thinking about those who made the ultimate sacrifice, the significance of this holiday. It's a new pitcher on the mound for the Astros. Blummer?
Yeah, that's going to be Steven Okert coming in, the left-hander. He's going to face a couple of right-handers. He's also going to face a lefty to lead off this inning for the Rangers in Brandon Nimmo. Then he's going to have Duran and then Evan Carter. But getting an opportunity after pitching in a perfect 7th inning last time out in Saturday's win for the Astros. He had 1 strikeout in that outing. He leads the Astros now with 26 appearances.
So Oker takes over for Tatsuya Imai. Imai goes 6 innings for the first time in his major league career. And the only base runners Imai allowed tonight were via the walk. He walked 3 in the 1st inning. He walked the leadoff hitter in the 4th inning. No one else reached base. Imai retired 15 of the last 16 batters he would face today in Arlington. And now Steven Okert picking up where Imai left off, and he has started out his outing with a 3-0 count.
Imai settled down, found that release point, and the defense picked him up with some of those baseballs being put in play.
There's a strike from Okert. Nimmo has one of the 4 walks. He is also grounded into a double play, which ended up being a big play in that bottom half of the 1st inning after back-to-back walks to start the game. And that'll be walk number 5 allowed by Astros pitching, and a leadoff base runner on in the 7th. Now Ezekiel Duran will bat. Rangers have not scored many runs in the Kamar Rocker starts this year. They have scored 4 runs while he's been out there in his last 5 starts. Total. He's pitched down and in. It's ball 1 to Duran. Okert pitching for the 3rd time in 4 days. Astros with a 9-0 margin, but Okert had warmed the last 2 innings. So he figured, even though this is a leverage guy who normally pitches in closer games, might as well get him in here. Duran thought about challenging, but elects not to. It's a 1-1 count. Bryce Matthews came in defensively in the bottom half of the 6th inning, so it was not a pinch hit appearance for the base hit, but it was still him batting in DeZenzo's spot after taking over in the bottom of the 6th.
Maybe the current situation speeding up the clock for Bryce Matthews getting in this game for some defense out there in left field. Good bounce back right there from Okert.
The Shiner spotlight falls on. Here we go. Diesel in the minor leagues. Oh, AA hitters never like to face the Diesel. Diesel just 2 innings, Blummer, 5 strikeouts.
Looked like the ball jumping out of his hand pretty good. Some late swings. A couple of good hammers in there, too.
That's Hunter Brown, and that was last night at Whataburger Field in Corpus Christi.
Let's go. Let's go.
2 innings, 5 strikeouts, 1 hit, stolen base allowed, no walks, and then he gave way to Hader, who pitched a perfect inning and struck out 2 of his own. Here's Jake Berger coming off the bench, hitting for Evan Carter. Berger uses timeout here. But a great outing by Hunter Brown. His next start will be a little closer to H-Town. He's going to pitch for the Sugar Land Space Cowboys next at Constellation Field. Space Cowboys heading back home after being out in Tacoma last week. That one's fouled, and Okert getting ahead of Berger 0-2. How about Josh Hader's numbers?
He's getting some work in, huh? 7 innings worth, 11 strikeouts. And filling up the strike zone, only 1 walk and 4 hits allowed through 16 pitches in last night's ball game at Corpus.
So Hader pitched in the game.
So you're saying your ace and your closer pitched in that game?
Yeah. And Joey Loperfido played in that game, and Taylor Trammell played in that game.
Okay.
Can you imagine that spread for the AA guys last night?
Pull your money and get some fillets, lobster.
The hooks were eaten well. 1-2 pitch is in for a ball, 2-2. Trammell will play again tomorrow. Loperfido probably not playing until Thursday. Excuse me, until Wednesday. Nobody plays on Monday. This one popped up. Cam Smith in, Nick Allen out. Nick says, I'm getting out of the way of Cam. That's the second out. Good idea by Nick.
It's a good life choice. Answer to our trivia question powered by Reliant. We asked this one a little while ago. We had our crew make an adjustment to it. 3 Hall of Famers for both Houston and Texas, and somebody snuck on there. Carlos Beltran did sneak on there in between Nolan and Pudge. Nolan and Pudge have their plaques up on the wall in the halls of the Hall of Fame. Carlos Beltran waiting to have his posted.
This has popped up. Jeremy Pena or Braden Shoemake, who is the new third baseman for the Astros. It is Pena who puts it away for the final out of the inning. A walk to start and a 1-2-3-7. The Astros have allowed 5 walks, all the base runners so far through 7. Time to reveal the winner of tonight's Chevy Stroll Poll. Other than H-Town, where would you like to go in Texas for a weekend visit? People like wine country. The hill country, 37%. Gulf Coast getting 25% of the votes. San Antonio getting a solid representation as well as the capital city in Austin. Good votes all the way around in tonight's Stroll Poll, thanks to those who participated.
Really were. Some good options, too. New pitcher into this game is going to be Chris Martin. The Ageless Wonder is still going. Left-handed hitters have gone 5 for 11 off him this season. You're going to see a lot of cutters from this right arm.
Zach Colzon is a pinch hitter. Jeremy Pena's night is over. Pena was on base 3 times, twice being hit by a pitch. Both those times he was hit, he scored a run. He also drove in a run with an RBI single. So officially 1 for 2 tonight for JP, and now Zach Cole getting a pinch hit appearance. The Astros will maneuver their infield. They have Braden Shoemake in the game, and they moved Bryce Matthews out in left field, but he can move into the infield, and Cole could take over in left. And Zach bounces one back to the pitcher for out number 1 in the 8th. This is Memorial Day, and throughout America's 250th year, baseball honors those who made the ultimate sacrifice for our country. Learn how you can support grieving military families at MLBtogether.com. Braden Shoemake gets his first at bat. He came on last inning defensively and played third base, replacing Isaac Paredes. Alimber Santa is warming up in the Astros bullpen, and it appears that he will make his big league debut in the next half inning.
What a time to do it.
What a time for Santa to arrive. This ball sliced down the left field line, and that's a fair ball. Braden Shoemake in his first at bat of the night is going to have a double the other way. Shoemake does a good job hitting the ball the other way, and he has a 1-out double.
All in all the time, presented by Daly and Black. It's going to show you some notable Hall of Famers who served. Yogi Berra, 44 to 45. He's awarded the Purple Heart. Bob Feller, Hank Greenberg, Ted Williams. Ted Williams going back in 1952, but one thing to go out there and serve your country, make it back healthy, and still contribute to a Hall of Fame career. Some remarkable human beings sacrificing their game for the better of our country.
Now, Williams played 6 games in 52 and then went back for the Korean War and only played 37 games in 53. So if you count those other 3 years for World War II, he was basically out of baseball for 5 years and still put up those numbers.
Seriously.
5 years.
That's unbelievable.
I mean, he had 43 games in 52, 53 combined, but that's nothing.
Yeah. It's not a Hall of Fame resume in a short amount of time like that.
And it wasn't like he missed 5 years at the end of his career. Those were prime years.
Prime years.
Teddy Ballgame was an amazing American, an amazing sharpshooter.
Yeah.
Pilot. and then one of the greatest hitters of all time. Jordan's still in the game. Astros are running out of bodies that could potentially DH, so they're just going to let Jordan finish out this one. Braden Shoemake's already into the game. Bryce Matthews already came in off the bench. We've seen Zach Cole pinch hit this inning. So your only other option would be Cesar Salazar. And you don't want to use your second catcher if you don't have to. So Jordan gets the extra at bat here in a lopsided game in the 8th.
That's usually you save the catcher for emergency purposes.
Jordan with a home run tonight, number 16 on the year. And he takes that one down and will draw his 35th walk of the season. And the Astros will have 2 runners on here with 1 out in the 8th. And Christian Walker will bat for a 5th time. Walker drew a walk his first time and then separated the game with a 3-run home run his last time up. He's 1 for 3 with that 3-run homer. Since coming off the IL, just the second appearance for Martin. Even in his rehab assignment with AAA Round Rock, gave up 5 earned runs in 2 2/3. This one to the right side, glove there by the second baseman Foscue. He'll make the play to first. Walker retired. Now runners at second and third with 2 outs for Jake Myers. So, Alimber Santa, there he is, Blummer. Could potentially get into the game in the bottom of the 8th inning, a game in which the Astros have all 10 of the hits in this contest.
Some wild times.
What a debut.
Yeah. We've been waiting to see it. We had no idea it was going to be under these circumstances, but we're going to go with it.
Fly ball to right. The new right fielder puts it away. Jock Peterson will drop the ball to the crowd on his way back to the dugout. Santa is coming. The Astros lead at 9-0. Houston Astros baseball on SCHN is presented by Texas Children's, by Energy Transfer. Energy Transfer, we move the energy that makes life possible. And by TxDOT. Buckle up day and night in every seat. Click it or ticket.
Let's get to know Alimber Santa, presented by Gallery Furniture. He's from the same town as Yainer Diaz. How about that? The 23-year-old was the Texas League postseason All-Star in 2025. He was called up on Friday, called his parents, who cannot be here in person. They're in the Dominican Republic, but they are watching. He said they watch every game, even when I'm not pitching. I'm going to feel the support through the screen. He also said that he wears a custom belt with Santa hats on it because he loves Santa Claus.
What?
That first pitch is a strike.
What was that?
It's a custom belt. It has Santa hats all over it.
Come on.
He loves Santa.
I love this kid already. Alimber Santa making his debut in a game that's 9-0, where the Astros have 9 runs on 10 hits and no errors. And the Rangers line score shows just 2 errors. Swing and a miss. Santa getting ahead 1-2.
Well, of course he's facing. Well, there you see it. So why is that? I'm kidding. But Adam, the first hitter he faces is Andrew McCutchen. Been around since 2009.
That's right. This kid was born in May of 2003. That pitch is down for a ball, 2-2.
You've already seen the good sliders or sweepers from Santa. He's also got a pretty good fastball, and this man is built.
Two grounded to Shoemake, who goes to his left to make the play. Out number 1 here in the 8th. Steven Okert 1 inning, 1 walk. Tatsuya Imai 6 innings, 4 walks. And now Santa, who loves Santa. Danny Jansen the batter. Oh, and 1 the count to Danny Jansen. Foul back to the screen, 0-2. Santa making his debut after being called up a couple of days ago. Both Santa and Yainer Diaz, as Julia mentioned, from the same hometown, and they knew each other before they both ended up in the Astros organization. An exciting moment for Allenberg, and an exciting moment for a lot of reasons, as he's ahead of Jansen 1-2. Ground ball. Shoemake has another play. This one on 2 hops, and there's 2 away.
Astros fans can now stream Space City Home Network directly with SCHN Plus. No cable or satellite needed. Log on to SCHNplus.com to purchase the app directly. Already have Space City Home Network? You can download the app to access the content at no additional cost.
So there was a rather historic day, Blummer, that you were a part of at Yankee Stadium, where the Astros used 6 different pitchers on a certain game.
Yep.
And there was some players, including the Hall of Famer Jeff Bagwell, who were oblivious to why that was such a historic game. Is it possible, with 5 walks and a lot of traffic tonight, is it possible that this rookie does not know the kind of game he's getting into?
There is that definite possibility. I mean, he might be so focused on what he's trying to go out there and accomplish that he may just be oblivious to what's going on. One thing I've learned over the course of my lifetime is ignorance can be bliss sometimes.
What, this slide piece?
Well, he's got a sweeper that'll come in. It looks like 83 to 84 miles an hour with a bigger break, but he also has a slider that looks a little more like a cutter at 87 to 89. So we're kind of learning what he's able to go out there and do, but everything's had spin to it out of that right arm so far. And he's been all over the zone and the edges. Haven't really seen a big miss from Santa.
Allenberg Santa, 2 ground outs to third in his big league debut. Now a count of 2-1 to the 9-hitter Michael Hellman. And he hits a soft pop-up, and Santa makes the catch. Santa gives a kiss to the sky as the Astros are through 8 innings, leading 9-0. All the Rangers base runners via walk so far.
Here's the All-State Good Hands replay, and Jeremy Pena has been full of good defensive plays since returning from the IL. Here's another one. Excellent play in the 3rd on Jock Peterson. Jeremy is popular amongst the pitchers these days, guys.
He should be. Been making every play defensively. Christian Walker right behind.
Oh, man, what the?
Cam Smith on the first pitch of the inning. Where is it?
Sam Haggerty's first big league pitching experience. In the first pitch, he doses Cam Smith with a curveball at 35.4 miles an hour.
And now a strike in there. After he hits Cam, he drops in a strike on Bryce Matthews, who can't believe he didn't swing at that. And now Bryce down to the count 0-2. Sam Haggerty has never pitched before, but he's ahead of the count 0-2. Bryce puts it in play. They won't be able to turn a double play on Bryce. Whoa, look out.
Wheels are coming off here at Arlington.
It's crazy stuff happening.
Our next telecast is presented by Kaplan Sinus Relief. Jason Alexander matching up with Jack Leiter. Tune in. Coverage starts at 6:30 tomorrow.
That aforementioned game I was talking to you about at Yankee Stadium, Roy Oswalt, Pete Monroe, Kirk Saros, Brad Lidge, Octavio Dotel, and Billy Wags. Allenberg Santa was 1 month and 8 days old that day. Wow. They got a double play. Nick Allen hits it to a double play. He had a good game, but he'll go back to defense because the Astros lead 9-0. They have all 10 hits of the game. Stay with us. Here we go. The line score says it all. Bottom half of the 9th inning. Alomar Santa, in his major league debut, got the Rangers in order 1-2-3 in the bottom half of the 8th inning. And now he'll face the top of the order. Jock Peterson, Alejandro Osuna, and Brandon Nimmo. Tatsuya Imai, 6 innings, 4 walks. Stephen Oker, 1 inning, 1 walk. And Alomar Santa, in his major league debut, 1 perfect inning, and now getting a 2nd inning of work. Peterson has drawn 1 of the walks. He's also hit 1 of the hardest baseballs of the night on a great play by Jeremy Pena in the 3rd, off his bat at 105.4, and then popped up his last at bat. Didn't miss by much. Counts 1-1.
And he's got good action on that sweeper. Almost got that one back on the outside edge. That last pitch of the last inning for Santa was a heater around 96, the only one he threw in that inning. There's another one, 95. But again, I'm impressed with the location. And all over the edges of the strike zone.
Santa ahead of the count 1-2. The ground out by Peterson in the 3rd was the hardest hit baseball for the Rangers tonight. They have 2 at over 100 miles an hour. The ground out by Peterson, and then a Justin Foscue ground out to second base in the 2nd inning. Bryce Matthews is the second baseman now, with Zach Cole taking over in left field. Towards Bryce, over his head, but he makes the catch. He goes back and makes a catch on a soft pop-up. Out number 1 in the 9th. Cannot wait to hear Santa's comments about his major league debut. Cannot wait to know if he is aware of what he is dealing with here. Here's Alejandro Osuna. Osuna has been the best hitter for the Rangers the last few games. 7 for his last 9 coming in. Moved up to the 2 spot today. He has walked, struck out, and grounded out to 3rd.
He can be a tough out because he slashes the ball the other way. He'll pull that ball on the ground, but you can see the infield played to pull, the outfield played the other way.
Broken bat, 1 hopper. Braden Shoemake gloves in time for out number 2 in the 9th.
Absolute destruction with that sweeper. Good play by Shoemake coming in on this one, but watch his sweeper just come in like a saw blade. Oh, Limber on the precipice of having a historic major league debut.
Brandon Nimmo, 2 outs, nobody on, has drawn 2 of the 5 walks tonight. The 5 walks representing all the base runners for the Rangers on this Memorial Day 2026. Santa with a 1-1 count. Down to their final strike, 1 and 2 in the bottom of the 9th. Alomar Santa looking for 2 perfect innings. And Astros fans both here at Globe Life Field and around the country looking for history. Called third strike. The Astros 17th no-hitter. It's a challenge by Brandon Nimmo. For now, it's the 7th no-hitter in the last 8 years, and it is confirmed. The Astros with a no-hitter. Alan Santa in his major league debut gets the last 6 outs with 2 perfect innings, and the celebration begins.
You've got to love it. A major league debut finishes off the first hitter of 2026. How about it? Your introduction to the big leagues is in a pressure situation. Even with a 9-run lead, you got to imagine he felt a little bit of that. But he came out and dealt the Astros, pitching around walks, using that defense, and combining for their 5th no-hitter in team history.
17th regular season no-hitter, 18 if you count the World Series no-hitter, started by Christian Javier, Tatsuya Imai, Steven Okert, and Alan Santa in his major league debut.
Spin to win. Gets it at the bottom of the zone. Christian Vasquez knew it. Nimmo had to challenge just to see if he could get the call, but that was a beautiful pitch to finish it off.
What a trio.
Yes.
Tatsuya Imai had never gone 6 innings in a major league game before. The veteran lefty Steven Okert, and then Alan Santa in his major league debut.
Again, the composure of Imai to work through that first inning where we were wondering if he was going to be able to get out of the first inning. And he continues to give the Astros 6 no-hit innings and then hands it off to the bullpen that's been great here in recent weeks in the month of May.
7 no-hitters in the last 8 seasons.
Man, this is fun.
What a night here in Arlington. Julia is trying to figure out how many translators we need, how many people are showing up for the post-game interview. Obviously, Tatsuya is one of the people being interviewed. That guy, Alan Santa, has to be another guy being interviewed. I would think Okert's going to be in the mix. Christian Vasquez has to be in the mix. We're gathering a lot of people who are responsible for this no-hitter, but we're keeping it right here. This is history on a night where the Astros, Blummer, have come out of nowhere to win 4 in a row on this road trip. In addition to this historic night, a memorable one on Memorial Day, the Astros, have played their best baseball of the season on this road trip.
They really have, and they've been doing it because they've been getting very good starting pitching. Yes, there have been some walks involved, but they've done a very good job of battling back and getting some big defensive plays. A lot of double plays to erase some of those walks, but these guys have done an amazing job. But most no-hitters since 1962, 18 now for the Astros.
It's Julia with a cast of no-hitter characters.
Look at this line. Here we go. All right, well, hang on. We got to start here with the guy who finished it off, Alan here. Congratulations on all of the things right now. Felicidades. What are you feeling? What are your emotions?
Felicidades con todo lo que está pasando ahora. ¿Qué tú estás sintiendo ahora mismo? ¿Cuáles son tus emociones?
Bueno, yo no sé cómo explicarlo, pero esto es algo muy fuerte. Esto lo experimenté hoy y quiero volver a experimentarlo hoy otra vez con Dios.
I don't know how to explain this. I don't know what's going on. It's a lot of things I'm feeling. What I'm experiencing, I want to feel it again with God.
How were you able to stay calm in those final moments, knowing you were just a few outs away from a no-hitter?
¿Cómo pudiste mantenerte calmado en esos últimos outs sabiendo que ibas a tirar, que estaban los hitters en juego?
No, simplemente estaba calentando en el bullpen. Yo sabía que no había hit y estaba enfocado a tirar detrás. Que me dieron la bola en el octavo y yo iba confiado a tirar detrás. No pensé en los hitters.
Just warming up. I knew no hitter was going on, but I was focusing on throwing strikes and competing. I wasn't thinking about the no hitter. I was just thinking about throwing strikes and competing.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I know Jason wants to get a picture with you. Don't go far. That was his debut, Christian Vasquez. That was his debut. What did you see from the kid there?
Good slider. He was commanding everything. It was amazing to watch and happy for him.
Yeah, happy for all of you being a part of another one of these. What made today so special for all your pitchers you worked with?
It's great to see all my pitchers succeed and be part of the no-hitter is amazing.
And for Imai here, he's been working so hard on so many things. What turned for him, especially after that first inning today?
Yeah, after the first inning, he looked calm and very calm, and a lot of strikes, and they're chasing a lot of sliders. So